So, what are data? The word data is a countable noun. We write data are, not data is. When we speak, we often say data is, but that isn't strictly correct. Data are items of information that have been collected in a consistent, systematic way. Information that was not collected in a systematic way is not really data. If you do not know how data were collected, you can't really treat them as data, as I've already said, and this is especially important for quantitative research. Again, you might get around it with qualitative research because you could caveat what you're saying in some way or interpret it particularly cautiously. With quantitative research, no. At its most basic, quantitative research involves taking measurements and then comparing those measurements. If the measurements were not all taken in the same way, how can we compare them? We can't. Any comparison will be meaningless. For example, let's say we want to find out whether digital humanities students are taller than creative industry students. It's a silly question, I know, but just bear with me. We will need a data set, that is, a collection of data containing the height of each student from each of these two departments and a note of which department he or she came from. So we can say, okay, here's the list of heights of DH students and here's a list of heights of CMCI students or whatever. Now, once we have that data set, we can start comparing. We can start comparing the students in that list with the students in the other list. Or can we? What if some students had their height measured when they were wearing shoes and others had their height measured when they were in their socks? What if some students were measured by a researcher and others reported their own height? What if some students were measured with a broken measuring tape? Okay? Unless every measurement was taken in the same way, the comparison will be meaningless.